Hey guys, so we are going to go ahead and take a look at these 1 point perspective name drawings. Now, this is not necessarily the easiest drawing that we've ever done. It is a little bit challenging to get the hang of at first, but please don't give up. If you ever need to go back in the video or come to my office hours, I'm always here for you. So if you ever need help on a drawing, you know that you can always come to me, especially because I know these videos can go by a little bit fast. So either pause the video, rewatch the video, go back in, or come to my office hours. I'm always here to help you guys, okay? But the cool thing about these drawings is that your name will be drawn in the way that it looks like it is going back into the distance a really, really long, far way away from you. And this is just an introduction on how to make things look 3D. It's a way to make things appear as though they are going back into the distance, very similar to the 3D shapes that we had drawn previously in our last project. So this is kind of an extension off of that, and we'll just jump right into it. For this drawing, you will need to be able to draw letters in a block shape. Now, that's not something I can really teach to you. That's just something that you have to look at. You have to look at references. And again, just try your best with drawing them in that block kind of letter. I will provide for you a few references so that it's easier for you to look at while you're actually just drawing your name in that block lettering. But let's get started in our drawings. Now, you pretty much always need a ruler for any type of 1 point perspective drawing because you need to have straight lines. So please make sure you have some kind of a straight edge when you're drawing with 1 point perspective. And all I'm doing is I'm just drawing a straight line across towards the bottom-ish, kind of, not so much the middle, but a little bit lower than the middle of my paper. And this is where my name will rest on. So I'm kind of just giving myself a guideline where I want my name to end, so where the name will actually sit on. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of mapping out where I want my name to go. So I'm figuring out my letters. I actually end up erasing this because I don't like the way it is laid out. But I'm figuring out my letters so that I know how big I want to draw them. I know, so I flip over my paper. So I know how big I want to draw them. I know how far in the center I want them to go. Sometimes it helps counting out the amount of letters you have in your name. You can kind of figure out which letter is in the center of your name. You can draw that one first and then draw the rest of your letters around that center letter. If you remember what our vanishing point was in our last video and in the video before that when we did our aquariums, we're also going to draw one here too. So that little dot is going to be my vanishing point. And I am drawing it up higher this time and not on my horizon line. So what that's going to do is make the lines of my name look like they are going up and away from us. So that little dot is going to be my vanishing point. And your little dot you want to be above your name and somewhere kind of in the center. So I finally have my name sketched out where I want it to be. It's not too big and not too small. It's not quite in the center. It's a little bit below the center. And now that I have it where I like it, I'm going to go ahead and start drawing my letters in more of a block letter form. And this will take a little bit. I am going to fast forward through this, so this might be something that you have to practice on the side. Again, just making your letters look like they're blocks could take some practice. So again, take your time with this, and I will see you in the next step afterwards. All right, so now for step number 2. So what we'll do is we are going to take our ruler and we are going to line up our ruler with the edge and the points of our letters, and we're going to line it up with our vanishing point. So I did the first part of the M, that little point. Now I'm going to move it in and do that second little point of the M, moving over to the next bump of my M, doing the first point, and then I'll end up doing the second point in a moment. So kind of finding all of the points to your letters and making them go back into space, meeting that vanishing point. Now our letters also have bottom parts to them, so we need to not forget to take the bottom part of our M, and it will actually disappear behind the S, but I am still going to draw from where we can see it. So the bottom of our M, and drawing them so they connect up to the vanishing point. So like I said, I kind of stopped when I hit something that it can't go through. So imagine that the next letter is a solid shape, so you can't go through those solid shapes. So you have to stop once you hit the next shape. Now, since my S, there's nothing blocking the top of my S, I can take it and go all the way to the vanishing point. And same with the bottom part of my S here, because there's nothing close to that S, and there's no letters nearby. I can take the bottom of my S and go all the way up. But my M, on the other hand, I have to stop behind the S because there is, a solid shape there. Now the bottom of the S, I have to stop. See that little point there? And stop once it gets behind it itself. Now this is something that's going to be kind of difficult to understand until you kind of watch it all the way through. And again, this is probably one of those videos that you have to watch over and over again to really see what I'm doing. But taking the point of my F, the top point, bringing it up to the vanishing point, bringing the top point of that side of my F, and that little in-between part there. So pretty much any point that you can find. My R is a little curvy, so I need to take the point of my R, and the bottom part of my R is going to stop once it hits the F, because the F is a solid shape, so we can't go through that. The bottom of my R will stop once it hits the other part of my R, but we're still going to draw that line because it is still a 3D shape that needs to go back into space. And the curvy part of my R, we have to bring that back too. And now my E. So getting the bottom part of my E has to stop once it reaches the R. This pointy bottom part of my E has to stop once it hits the other part of my E. This middle part, I skipped to the top part. So the top part can go all the way up to the vanishing point. But now this middle point has to stop once it hits the top of the E, because it is a solid shape and it can't go through it. And I'm just retracing my E there. All right, almost done. So we still have my Y. So don't forget, every point has to go to the vanishing point. So please make sure that your lines aren't all over the place. All of your lines from all of the points on your letters have to go to that vanishing point. And the top of my R is good. Nothing's blocking it. We can go all the way up. The second top of my Y is good. We can go all the way up. And that last point right there. And that's pretty much it for today. I think I forgot just one little spot there, that little point behind the miss. And that'll be it. So again, take your time. If you have questions, I'd be happy to help you. I'll also try to put some other videos in my agenda in case this one is a little bit hard to follow. And if you need some other ones just as extra references to follow, I'd be more than happy to show you those extra references. So don't give up. Do your best. I promise it'll turn out awesome when you're finished with it. So don't give up on it, okay, guys? Keep going, and I hope you have fun trying this drawing. All right, and in the next one, we will start coloring these. So I hope you're having a good time. See you all in the next one. Don't forget to say hi in my office hours because I miss you all. And have a good day, okay, guys?